I would like to share another perspective here about even some people have commented and asking about the details. What are the advantages of getting into the established institutes or the universities versus the latest or the new emerging institutes or the universities? I would like to point both the ways, like even the established institutes and the new emerging institutes both have pros and cons, and there are some exceptions. So first one is established institutes. For example, in India, the IITs, which are like, oh, there are three generations of IITs, even though they are IITs. So they are called Tier 1 institutes and top-notch technical institutes in India. And even top universities in India, like world universities like Delhi University, older universities, established universities are there across the country. These are one set of universities, and other set of universities like the mid-level universities, and recently started a few years back, and again the latest universities. It is across the countries, like in Asia. If you take in Japan, I have shared the two institutes. In Singapore also, SCTD is one of the emerging institute, and even Thailand, I have shared about that WISTEC. It is kind of emerging universities. They have some exceptions. It's like not. It's I can compare that one with the latest or the new institutes in other countries, like in India or any other Asian countries or Europe countries. The established institutes will have proper alumni established. A proper network is established, and even the MOEs may be more across the country. Whenever you want to have some experience in your field or in relevant to your field, it is highly possible and flexible to get into that university and get some research experience or the problem solving experience and come back and continue your research. That is very flexible and easy in the established institutes across the globe, the top institutes. You will have more research facilities or the more experimental facilities. On the other side, the new institutes will they're just evolving or they're just growing, so they may have a limited number of MOUs and all. That's kind of slightly it's obvious. But the new institutes or the MOUs or the exchange opportunities, you will have an advantage that you may be the reason for the particular institutes to start tie up with you if you have done some background work. Like there are many institutes which will accept even though you don't have a MOU with the particular institute, you don't have any connection with the institute or the faculty. They will accept because of the interest or the intent of the scholar who is approaching. So you're welcome to apply. It's not that there is no such opportunity like that. And this side, established institutes, the faculties or the professors will have more administrative works. They'll be having less time to spend with the students comparably. It's not accurate, it's comparably. And again with the new institutes, the administration is smaller, so the works will be relatively lesser, so that the scholars will have more time to interact with the faculty. And it's a growing, so the students also growing along with the institute and the faculty. So there is a more interaction and more growth together. It's not like you're alone solving by yourself. The faculty support will be little more, we can expect. And in the established institute, you will be always like a self-driven. You should drive the things to move on most of the time, because the faculties will have less time and they have to guide the senior scholars and junior scholars. They will be having the priorities, and they have to do it because there are selection. They have to be in selection panels. They have to be in the advisory panels across the countries. There are various roles they'll come across the teaching or the academic domain. So that is one another perspective. And also the projects, if you want to propose for research grants, the established institutes will get easily research grants. The new institutes, the person at the research advisor is having well-known background across the studies, let's say his higher education before joining, he may still have advantage, but relatively it's difficult. So it's a growing, so there will be some difficulty in getting the research grants in the beginning. That's another thing, because the advisor getting more research grants, the scholars can get benefited to get more advanced facilities. There are some exceptions, like I have shared in the other video, like the universities will go with the predetermined the research projects or the national or the region-wise projects across the country. They will have predefined set of roles, so they'll follow the research as defined and they will drive the things to complete in 3 years. So in that kind of institutes, will not face any difficulty. Even the SCTD Singapore, it's like fast growing in a very short time, and it's trying to get the best as possible in the short run with the proper support from the institute because they wanted to grow along with the competitive world. So these are some perspectives I would like to share because some people are getting a doubt like what is the advantage and how I can think about joining an established institute or new institute. I'll say like you need to spend time both the places, but if it is an established institute, you will be spending more time with the research. And if it is a new institute, you will be spending more time with the finding opportunities also along with the research. It's good to have exercise of both. So I would say if you get a chance in established institutes, well and good. If you don't get a chance, I'd like not to discourage those people because it's okay. Like everyone can't get into the top institute, and the institute have to grow. The new institutes also, so you need not to worry as such. But you need to dig into details. We are trying to showcase those kind of opportunities where everyone can approach. Like even I will be sharing more videos in the coming months. Like there are some certain opportunities like everyone can approach. Like many people are not exposed to it. That things I'll be sharing some of them, but please work on them. But it's highly possible. Like you need not to worry that which institute to join or where to join. Thank you. Have a good day.